Guys, I just got another aroma. I did not know that I was not recording, but it's the warm-up they just started. Small update this week. No, small. Why small? I hate small. I'll be back later. Well, what about over there? Pink and jelly, chum chum chum.
Espressona signora.
Maybe give me your bag too. What do you think was going on with me? Who cares? What is she doing, huh? Sorry, point. You could have been hit by the car. Because you wanted to. Take everything. That's not why we're still here. That's exactly why. Hey, lady. We'll only let you alone when you let us rub your arms. Take everything. What the hell are you doing, man? Let me go! Hey, stop! What are you doing? Well, her husband won't be able to steal anything from you, but we can save her life. I don't give a damn about your life. Doesn't it remind you of anything, huh? Doesn't it?
Cioccolatini pancioncioni.
Buddy, we are friends of your mom. Yeah, what's up? Where's mom? She's in the bathroom. Yeah.
Taking her pills again?
Look, kids, would you like to make some tea? You like tea? Yeah? I understand how terrible it is. No, please. Your son needs you. You know why my brother and I live like this? If someone left us and our mother couldn't bear it and passed away, and we were left alone on the street. Yes, it is difficult for you. You have no idea how it will be difficult for me. You're going to be okay. Did you call your brother? Yes, they will be here soon. Where are they? Look at your assault today. Nice. I do not believe
No.
June definitely. Like this. I showed the rescue words written on my leg. Then I stopped a boy who was about to get off. I tried to signal him for help, but Jack is a college kid with very bad eyesight. By the the time he put on his glasses and read my message, unfortunately my husband had already woken up from his stupor. Luckily John didn't notice anything unusual, but seeing John's fierce expression, Jack, knowing he couldn't win, had to hurriedly get off. Still facing this rare chance, I mustered the courage to take off my headscarf, and quickly wrote the rescue message on the scarf with lipstick. Then while John wasn't looking, I swiftly tossed the scarf
Los
next to the driver.
crocodilitos.
I thought the driver would notice right away, but to my surprise, the driver actually picked up the scarf and came over to me. He angrily scolded me for littering. Just as John was about to grab the scarf back, I feared our plan would be exposed, so I snatched the scarf back immediately. Then I hurriedly apologized to the driver, saying maybe the wind had blown it there by accident. Even so, John was still extremely displeased, but this was a public place. John could only wait until we got home to deal with me, just when I felt hopeless and helpless. Unexpectedly, Jack came back again. This time he asked the driver to wait before departing, because one of his classmates was still on the way. But the driver didn't want to break the schedule for them, yet at Jack's request. And afterwards, Jack offered to pay an extra waiting fee. The driver finally agreed to wait. As Jack walked past me again, he secretly showed me the writing on his palm. That's when I realized Jack had come back to rescue me. But until night fell, the driver still hadn't waited for Jack's classmate. Facing complaints from other passengers, the driver decided he wouldn't wait any longer. When Jack tried to step forward to negotiate with the driver, unexpectedly he had an asthma attack and collapsed to the ground. The driver, terrified, immediately stopped what he was doing and ran over with a first aid kit to check on him. Seeing Jack wasn't doing well, he urgently asked if there was a doctor. Fortunately, John is a surgeon, but just as he was about to examine Jack, he realized the man in front of him was the same guy who had stared at me that morning, and John seemed to see through Jack's intentions. Soon he noticed the SOS message written on my leg. Faced with my bold move, angry John was about to scold Jack for meddling. The next second, I was behind him with a fire extinguisher. Before he could react, I smashed the extinguisher down on his head. Unfortunately, John didn't
Tortughini
knock
Dragon
out.
Frutini.
Instead, it only fired up her anger even more. Just as John got up to punish us again, the police arrived in time and immediately restrained John. They showed the John!
Son, thank God you're okay. Are you hurt?
Odin din din dun.
Is the house okay?
Do you know who did this?
Did you see it?
Help us, buddy. What do you got there? A rope? Go and get the ladder. The one I used to fix the roof tiles. Remember the ladder? Go and get it. I'll help your mother and your sister.
John had no intention of helping his family. He only showed up today to drop off supplies, to experience the thrill of being an adult. Last night, he actually drugged his family unconscious. He went to his sister's room first, pushed her foot, confirmed she was in deep sleep. Then John loaded his family onto a cart and dumped them into a pit deep in the forest. After that, he took his parents' phones and studied how they talk. He quit their jobs pretending to be them. Once that was done, John started living the adult life. He sat in the driver's seat like a pro. He didn't have a license, but he quickly figured out how to drive. John went to the bank in town, typed in his father's PIN from memory. The account had $750,000. John felt instant satisfaction. Soon he withdrew $300 and bought his favorite fried chicken and burgers. But just as he was enjoying the meal, the doorbell rang. John rushed to the window to check. It was his mother's best friend. John lied and said his family was at the hospital visiting grandma. The woman didn't suspect anything at first. She just reminded John to have his mother call her back. Meanwhile, his family decided to save themselves. They formed a human ladder to push the sister up, but the pit was way too deep. No matter what, they couldn't reach the opening. Soon the weather turned cold and rainy. John hadn't completely lost his conscience. He brought warm clothes to the pit, tossed the supplies down, and left immediately. He clearly didn't want to talk to his family. When John got back home, his mother's friend was already waiting inside. She was starting to suspect something happened to his parents, so she called his mother's phone again. The ringtone suddenly went off in the house. The woman discovered the secret. She made an excuse and left, then quickly came back with the police. But John locked the door tight and hid in a corner where no one could find him. The police searched the area with no results. They only found a drone next to a chair.
Every day I wake up in someone else's body, accessing their memories, living out their day, and taking photos to remember it. I don't know where I come from, or why I've become this way. One day, whilst inhabiting a boy's body, I saw
Tralalero,
her. I
tralala.
fell for her. She suggested skipping school. I agreed. We drove off together, singing her favorite songs, laughing our heads off at the aquarium. She was so happy. She told me about her conflict with her father. I comforted her. She felt it was the happiest day of her life when we parted. She kissed me. She thought everything would change. But the next day, I was no longer in that body. The real boy was back to normal. She was disappointed. I appeared as a transfer student, coming back to her side once more. But the boy asked her why she'd skipped school. He didn't remember a thing. She thought that day had been nothing but a lie latter. In the bar, she played that song. The boy showed no reaction, but I started dancing along. I asked her to dance with me. We went outside to chat. I stroked her hair. I told her everything. She didn't believe me. I recounted the details of that day. She thought I was in cahoots with the boy to deceive her. Later she met me again. She asked question after question. I
It's
answered every
Ned.
single one, showed her the photos, all traces of my existence. She began to waver. In the days that followed, one day I woke up to find myself inside the body. I pulled the boy down for her, stroked her face, held the emotion around her for years. I wrote it all down. The next day, she finally realized who she truly loved. Every day I wake up in some...
I found some knockoff Alan Playground games on Roblox. Most of them are terrible, but I did find one that is actually good. Most of the items from the original game can be spawned. The characters look like the real ones, and you can interact with them. Then there's this other game that barely has anything to do with Alan Playground. The only connection is that you can throw a melon into it. And for some reason, there's minions locked in a cage. Subscribe and like all the minions go extinct. I found some knockoff Alan Playground.
When my wife texted love
Cocofanto
you,
elefanto.
I drove 90 miles an hour to get home. Every single day for 12 years, I have texted my wife I love you at some point during the day. Every single day for 12 years, she has responded. It started as a silly thing we were dating, but somehow sacred. She has never once forgotten. Not when we slept in separate rooms for 3 days. Even then, when my text came through, she responded the same way she always did. So when I texted her and she just wrote back, love you,
La
I was
Marota.
terribly wrong. I called her immediately. She answered on the first ring, which was already strange. She was usually busy with the baby. Hey babe, what's up? Her voice sounded cheerful, but off. I just wanted to hear your voice, I said carefully. Is everything going okay today? Oh yeah, everything's great. I've just been hanging out with the baby. Actually, my friend from the gym stopped by to visit, so I should probably let you go. We don't have a gym membership. She was telling me someone was in our house who should not be there. I was already grabbing my keys when I told her I loved her and hung up. My office was 4 minutes from home on a good day, but I made it. 911 tried to explain. Sir, slow down. Saying it meant the gym. She was telling me someone dangerous is in my house with her and my infant daughter. Is it possible she has a friend visiting that you don't know about? Ma'am, I have been married to this woman for 12 years. I know her, and I'm telling you that someone is holding my family hostage right now. The dispatcher's tone shifted. We're sending units. I hung up and called my wife back. Straight to voicemail. I called again. Voicemail. I called our neighbor across the street, a retired firefighter named Walt, who I trust with my life. Walt, I need you to come to my house right now and tell me exactly what you see. I heard him shuffle to his window. There's a van in your driveway I don't recognize. White van, no windows in the back. Your wife's car is in the garage. Can you see inside the house at all? No, all the blinds are shut. I've never seen her close those blinds during the day. She was sending another signal. Let's go. Police are on the way. If you hear screaming before they get there, I need you to get inside that house. He didn't hesitate. I'll be on my porch with my phone in one hand and a baseball bat in the other. I was still 20 minutes out. My daughter was 10 months old. She couldn't walk or crawl away from danger. She couldn't scream for help. She was completely dependent on my wife to protect her.
Fuck.
Our street swing 60 and slammed the brakes when I saw
You
three
used
police cars and an ambulance. Officers
to
were
the
crouched behind
basement.
their
I
vehicles
need
with
to
weapons
take
pointed
it
at my
out.
house. I jumped out
Yes.
of my car and sprinted toward the chaos, but an officer tackled me to the ground
Used to
before
go
I
to
made it to my
basement.
feet. Sir, you cannot go over there. That is my wife and baby inside. There's a man in there with a knife to your wife's throat. We are handling it. I couldn't breathe. I heard a negotiator on a megaphone trying to talk to someone inside. I heard my daughter start crying, and the sound nearly killed me on the spot. Then I heard shouting, a crash, and officers rushed in the front door. 30 seconds of chaos, screaming, more shouting. Then an officer came out carrying my daughter, and another officer dragged a man in handcuffs across my front lawn with blood running down his face. My wife walked out behind them, shaking so hard she could barely stand, and I shoved past everyone to get to her. I pulled her into my chest and felt her whole body collapse against me. He was going to take her, she sobbed into
La
my neck.
Marota.
He told me he was just there for valuables, but then he saw her. How did you send me the text? She pulled back and looked at me. He made me respond so you wouldn't worry and come home early. He stood right behind me and watched me type. He had no idea what I was really telling you. She pressed her forehead to mine and whispered, I knew you'd catch it. When my wife texted love you instead of love you more, I drove 90 miles an hour to get home. Every single day for 12 years, I have texted my wife I love you at some point during the day. Every single day for 12 years, she has responded I love you. It started as a thing we were dating, but somewhere along the way it became sacred. She has never once forgotten. Not when she had a 104-degree fever and I advise you don't
This man has to walk with his feet planted firmly within the grid squares on the ground. He refuses to touch anything asymmetrical and even wears a watch on each wrist. One day while out with his girlfriend, she dumped everything out of her purse looking for something. Suddenly, a phone call forced her to step away for a moment. When she returned, the man had already organized all her belongings neatly by category. Joey's obsessive-compulsive tendencies were seriously affecting his work and relationships, so the man went to a hospital specializing in OCD treatment for help. There, he met a woman with checking compulsions. Before leaving home, she always had to make sure all the lids were closed. The moment she stepped into the elevator, she'd start checking if she had her keys. Before getting very far, she'd start worrying that she'd left the lights on at home and couldn't resist going back to check. When she finally made it onto the bus, she'd overhear someone on their phone talking about how there'd been a lot of burglaries lately, which would make her think she might. Two ways to have a phone zone. Like right now,
La Marota.
phone zone still and buy it. Done. The second method is a bit harder. First, take a melon and set him on fire. Use a jet engine to burn him until his skeleton turns completely black. After he's fully charred, give him the immortality injection. Next, make his arms and legs longer, and then stretch his whole body. Now, take some plastic blocks, change their color to black, and resize them to form a cone shape. Connect the blocks, disable their collision and gravity, and attach the cone to his head. Our cone zone is ready.
Dig Torto Dog. Top Toby Top Top Toby Top. Tortughini Dragon Protein. La Marota.
Only one person ever applied to make this a world record, and they only got 17. No one has challenged it since, so that's exactly what I'm doing. It can't be that hard, right? Just tap the screen to jump. Tap on your screen to drive for yourself today.
Why is it that if you're playing as Michael and accidentally bump into police cars, they won't even bother with you? But if you're playing as Franklin, the cops instantly arrest you because they notice you blast. Otherwise, if you come to this location and eat this flower, you can turn into any animal and mess with your friend. Also, if you pull out your phone and call a specific number, you'll get a brand new alien-looking weapon in your weapon wheel that shoots unlimited money. And finally, if you call your secret number, you'll turn a fireball, making it feel like Christmas. Or even crazier GTA facts. Why is it that if you're
This kind woman noticed that Trump looked stressed during the game, so she generously gave him a foot massage to help him relax and enjoy the occasion. And the man was so touched by the gesture, so the woman took it upon herself to intensify the treatment, making sure he was completely relaxed. And when the police witnessed the wholesome interaction, she gave the man one last massage before being escorted to VIP seating. This kind woman noticed the man in front looked stressed during the game.
You start with a basic knife, slice the fish like a beginner. Then you're upgrading knife, then locking new cutting styles, and before you know it, you've built an entire slicing empire. And the best part, taking courage even when you're not playing. Trust me, this game is so good. I'm going to try it now for free and see for yourself.
La Marotta.
Hadn't saved my life. Started with a bat that would normally crack my rib cage. I felt nothing, so I tried to keep sharp. And since I held up, now I felt a trial in the back. And this is the part that safety and so I got a watermelon and put underneath and I was surprised how well this actually worked.
Pakrahmat Mamachita.
That's cool.
Seconds. The bus driver looked at my screen and shook his head. It's a trap. Don't move. I started sobbing, asking what was happening, and he just said, my dad isn't who I think he is. Two more white vans pulled up on both sides of the bus. He reached under his dashboard, pulled out a satellite phone. Target's been found. Family's taken. I need extraction now for the package. He glanced at me. Yes, the package is secure. The white vans rammed us from both sides. Kids were screaming. He slammed the gas and plowed straight through. He told me my dad had been undercover investigating a trafficking ring for 5 years. Someone leaked his identity this morning. A van slammed into our back bumper, and he yanked the wheel hard left. They're Russian mafia. A helicopter appeared overhead, and a spotlight hit the bus. His jaw clenched. New plan. He handed me a backpack from under his seat. He pointed at a building with a red door and told me to run straight to it when he stopped driving. I asked about my parents, and he said the phone was fake. My parents were in witness protection already. He slammed the brakes and hit a button. The emergency exit flew open. I ran fast with the backpack bouncing on my back. I heard gunshots, but I kept looking straight.
La
The
Marotta.
door opened before I reached it. A woman in tactical gear pulled me inside. She handed me a phone. I heard my mom, baby, we're okay. We're all okay. I dropped to the floor and gasped from relief. 2 months later, I found out my dad had been undercover for 5 years. The bus driver was my shadow guardian, and 27 members of the trafficking ring were arrested. The bus driver looked at me through the mirror.
Il mastodontico telepiedone planetario.
Sign on the drop tower was supposed to say high dive, but in my photo the V was gone. It looked like high die. I looked up again. The V was gone. Right then my friends came. We were about to ride the
Piccione Macchina.
strong gust of wind hit me in the face. I glanced at the tracks, and instantly I felt something. At the entrance I thought, once you pass this gate, you're heading straight into your death. I looked around and noticed the loose bolts.
Bambini
Bad
Tanchino.
feeling got stronger, but nobody else cared. Not wanting to ruin the mood, I got on the ride and sat in the last row. My boyfriend Jason sat in the front. After I pulled down the safety bar, I finally relaxed a little. I didn't notice
Piccione
that
Macchina.
I took out my camera.
Banana Nanito
The operator
Bandito.
stopped me. Creepy guy nearby also hit his camcorder, and that was the start of the disaster. The ride
Los
began.
Crocodilitos.
Everyone screamed with excitement as we hit the first big drop, but no one noticed the leak was getting worse. Then the creepy guy pulled his camcorder back out. It slipped and got caught on the track. A second later, the rail crushed it. The hydraulic pipe snapped. Every safety bar popped off. That's when the screaming changed. All around a turn, then a wheel came. The train split apart. The front cars dropped from the sky, and people were thrown from their seats. Then I snapped back. It was all a vision. I was still sitting there holding my camera. The operator was warning me.
Tortughini Dragon Frutini.
His hand touched gum. Everything was happening
La Marotta.
exactly like my vision. As the ride started to start, I screamed that the roller coaster was going to crash. Everyone thought I was crazy, but the supervisor still had the restraints open. I rushed off
Box
the
rot.
ride to explain what I saw. No one believed
A
me.
boss
Started
rot.
yelling at me. Kevin argued with him. A fight broke out. The supervisor threw us
A
out. The
box
girls got off
rot.
too. Jason wanted to come check on me, but people behind me kept shouting and started robbing. The operator was
Akulini Kaktusin.
A strong gust of wind hit me in the face. I glanced at the tracks, and instantly I felt something was wrong.
Volbito bandito, trattorito.
Waiting for you to give me my Thanksgiving stuffing?
Really? Alright. Then why?
Earl, completely clueless, climbed into bed. He thoughtfully tucked Joy in. He spotted a black hair on the pillow. He assumed it was from some part of his own body, but little did he know, there was someone hiding in the closet. Before long, Joy got pregnant. Earl was over the moon at the thought of becoming a father. Time flew by, and soon it was Joy's due date. But when Earl saw what the baby looked like, he looked at Joy confusedly and asked,
Earl Jr.'s a little dark.
Maybe the cord was wrapped around his neck. Sometimes they get a little blue.
No, he's darker than blue. He's black.
At this, Joy said it might be a case of atavism. She suggested that one of their ancestors might have had black genes. Obviously, Earl couldn't possibly believe Joy's words. Just as he was drowning in sorrow, his parents arrived.
Which one is he? Where's my grandson?
He's well, let's see. Where is he? Here he is. Yep, that's him right there, the white one.
Oh, no kidding.
They never could have imagined that the little black baby next to them was actually their grandson. The nurse also realized they'd mixed up the babies. She was about to push the correct baby over. Earl quickly stopped her with a look. Earl's parents asked whose the black baby was. Earl lied, saying it belonged to the woman sharing the hospital room with Joy. But when the real mother of the white baby showed up, Earl's parents gradually figured out the truth.
It's the black one, isn't it? Yeah. I want my Indian teeth rattled.
I'll wash her shirts and give them to Joy. Suppose that she can give them to her parents. She fills in a little baby face with a Sharpie.
What should have been a happy occasion had no choice but to end in tragedy.
Thanksgiving.
In the closet.
What are you doing in bed?
Box Ross.
Waiting for you to give me my Thanksgiving stuffing?
Really? Alright. Then why?
Climbed into bed. He tucked Joy in. He spotted a black hair on the pillow.
Akulini Kaktusin.
There was someone hiding in
Il costruttore di pomodori. Tobi 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 Tobi.
was over the moon at the thought of becoming a father. Time flew by, and soon it was Joy's due date. But when Earl saw what the baby looked like, he looked at Joy confusedly and asked,
Earl Jr.'s a little dark.
La Marota. La Macha Asesina. Los Mobilis. Los Mobilis. Cioccolatini, pancioncioni. La Marota. Din 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 dun. Los couples. Los couples.
Go. It's 10 seconds.
Because radio frequency energy can trigger a bomb.
I've been shot.
I had to stop a 7-year-old's haircut after what he whispered to me when his dad stepped outside. So his dad brings his son in. The kid hops up in my chair, kind of with longer hair, looking more shaggy. And the dad goes, yeah, we're gonna need to buzz it all off. He needs a short style. He needs it off for basketball. The kid didn't say anything. He just sat down quiet without saying a word. I throw the cape on him and I'm about to start buzzing everything off when the dad's phone rings. He says he's gonna step outside to take the phone call and he leaves. As soon as he's not around, the kid looks at me and whispers, "Can you not cut it all off, please?" I asked him what he meant and he told me, "My mommy loves the long hair. She says it makes me look like her side of the family, but my dad doesn't have a good relationship with them, so he always hits me if I keep it." My jaw dropped. I had so many thoughts going in my head. First thing, the dad didn't look like the type of one that hits people. We all know what that looks like. Second thing, this kid is so helpless. He's super small, and he can't even defend himself if his dad's hit him. His dad comes back in from the phone call and says, all right, let's see it short. I explained to his dad that I talked to his son, and his son didn't want it. His dad looks at me, looked pretty annoyed, looked back at his son, rips the cape off, looks at his son and says, oh, your little mother put that stupid idea in your head? Long hair? You look like a dyke, and you know that's not what I raised you to be. And he takes his son and runs out of the barbershop as his son cries. And still to this day, I don't know if I did the right thing or the wrong thing.
What's up, guys? This is day 2 of doing Burnout until we have supermotos. Let's get it. These side knobs grinded down a lot. They're looking pretty big on this side though. That'll be for day 3. Thanks for watching. What's up, guys? This is day 2 of doing Burnout until we have supermotos. Get it.
La Marota.
What's up, guys? This is day 2 doing Burnout until we have supermotos. Get it. These side knobs grinded down a lot. They're looking pretty big on this side though. Thanks for watching. What's up, guys? This is day 2 doing Burnout until we have supermotos. Get it.
Anpali Babel.
He was about to sleep for 100 years, but the moment he lay down, he realized that the machine had malfunctioned. The oxygen was slowly running out. He tried to get out, but the hatch was completely stuck. In a state of extreme panic, he pushed it open and then ran for it. He sent an emergency signal to Earth, but the artificial intelligence warned him that the message would take 19 years to arrive, and that they would have to wait 5 years to receive it.
Top Toby Top Top Toby Top.
So he decided to repair the machine himself and then return to hibernation. But just as he repaired it and got back inside, the system failed again. He was extremely angry. He ran to the captain's cabin hopes of returning to Earth, but his authorization level was
Belugelo Beluga.
to open that door. He tried every tool he could find, but the door didn't budge an inch. On that ship, the only one he could talk to
Brr Este Patifum.
reality and enjoy his life. And the strange thing was that it made perfect sense to him. So he broke into the luxury suite.
Frogino Assassino.
Take hold of him. He fell into depression.
La Marota.
It was painful and treated the cleaning robot like a pet. When he was desperate to find something to do, he put on a spacesuit and floated alone into outer space. In his he had never seen such a breathtaking scene. Floated away. The inside him became. When he returned to the ship, he started running through the corridors to release all his frustration. But he accidentally and fell hard to the ground.
Bulbito bandito, traktorito.
Gradually calmed down, and just then, when he looked up, he saw he was completely paralyzed. In an instant, he was about to but the moment he looked down, he realized that the machine had malfunctioned. The oxygen was slowly running out. He tried to get out, but the hatch was completely stuck. In a state of extreme panic, he forced it open and ran to the control room. He sent an emergency signal to Earth, but the artificial intelligence warned him that the message would take 19 years to arrive, and that they would have to wait another 55 years to receive a response. At that moment, he felt absolutely helpless. Fortunately, he is a mechanical
machine himself and then returned to
Volvito
hibernation.
bandito,
Just
traktorito.
as he repaired it and got back inside,
Akulinika
the system
Krusini.
failed again. He was extremely angry. He
Cocofanto
ran to the captain's
elefanto.
cabin in hopes of returning to Earth, but his
La Marota. Bri, bri, bicos, dicos, bombicos. Los esoxecolitos. No, my hotspot. Il mastodontico telepiedone planetario. Tralalero tralala. Espressona signora. Centralucci nuclearucci. La Marota. Tralalero tralala. Tralalero tralala. La Maccia assassino. Top Toby top top Toby Toby. Anpalita. Los tralaleritos. La Marota. Lucky Rot. Cioccolatini, pancioncioni. Lucky Rot. Aulito tactito. Brr, este patipum. Tralalero tralala. La grande combinación. Lucky Rot. Tralalero tralala. La Maroto. Tralalero tralala. Espressona signora. Anpali Babel. Lucky Rot. Los Capos. Frogino assassino. La Marot. Lucky Rot. Piccione macchino. Grande Lucky Rot. Lucky Rot. Lucky Rot. La Marot. La vaca Saturno Saturnita. Pot Pot Spotina. Lucky Rot. Orcalero Orcalla. Frogatto Piratto. Lucky Rot. Frogatto Piratto. Hornball Sour. La Marot. Lucky Rot. Lucky Rot. Lucky Rot. Progino Assassino. Lucky Rot. Espressona Signora. Lucky Rot. Box Rot. La Marot. 6-7. Jiki Shizon.
That just looked doing.
Orcalero Orcalla. Orcalero Orcalla.
I need.
Tortughinni Dragon Frutini. Dul dul dul.
I'll just sell this because this one's
Este
better.
Patipu. Dul dul dul.
Which is this guaranteed secret
Le Golem de
or
Frigidaire.
it's the codes, which I don't know. Where's the code? Rare spoons. Oh, okay. I need to empty out my base. Scuba.
Lamaro.
Scuba. Let's see who gets lucky. Scuba.
Lucky Rot. Paquito el Taquito. Grande Lucky Rot. Paquito el Taquito.
Come on.
Bak Rahmat Mama. بق رحمة ماما.
That was a pretty bad one. I should just do it. Uva.
Gara marama dong dong.
Oh my god. And of course how much does this thing even make? 24 million.
Gara marama dong dong.
Oh,
Los couples.
those couples. Those couples or those couples? Yeah. Allegro. Allegro. Spawn.
Paquito el taquito.
Wow, I need to empty out. I need... Oh! Oh!
Lucky Rot.
Empty out. Empty out the base. Give me all bases. Give me all the bases in there. Spider Rapunzel 真广众子。
Tralalero tralala.
Sidagao apa aja?
Pak Rahmat mamacita.
Tempat kita.
Lucky Rot. Lucky Rot. Dilly Pickle. Catino Timeno.
Yo, it's Peely. So this
Lucky
is
Rot.
but it's freaking Peely.
La vaca Saturno Saturnita.
Freak this Lucky Block.
Cocoblade. Dilly Pickle.
I got something, okay? I did get something. Well, that was all of it for today, everybody. If y'all liked these, if y'all would like more of these videos, make sure to like and subscribe, okay? Just do it, and we'll get it. But first, y'all get to see the Matikita meow 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 meow. So yeah, y'all get to see him do the little wing.